Hey there, Cancer. Laura here with your full moon in Aries horoscope. I hope you are doing marvelously. This full moon is going to highlight for you just how much a product of your environment you are. I feel that this statement, that notion of being a product of your environment, is one that's very intrinsic to you at any point in time, but even more so right now because the stressors, the frustrations, the aggravations, those things that are just sort of piling up and creating this emotional backlog, especially in your external world, your external relationships, they are beginning to seep into other areas of your life. And this transit's going to highlight how unprocessed and unexpressed feelings, thoughts, needs, etc., in your in your other roles are going to basically come home to roost. They're going to begin to seep into those relationships that are in your closest orbit, those partners who live in your home, roommates, whatever it may be. And you will begin to experience this sense of discord. And rather than your home being your sanctuary, which is very much that Cancerian theme, you need that place that you can curl into and feel so safe and secluded and comfortable. You actually begin to feel as though it's the opposite of that. You begin to feel less safe in your space. You don't feel that sense of supportiveness, nurturingness from your home, from your closest relationships. And it has everything to do with what is not being dealt with in the external realms of your life and all that it's creating within here that you're not getting out in an appropriate fashion, so it doesn't end up getting projected or even just unwittingly seeping into those closest spaces, into those who live in your home, and even just the way you feel when you come into your home. Even if you live on your own, even if you don't have super close relationships where you feel this would be applicable, make no mistake that what you bring into your home, even energetically and emotionally, it leaves an imprint in your space. It leaves its mark. And when we do that to any level of consistency, we begin to feel a shift, not usually a very desirable one if we're talking about these denser, more thick, muddy emotions, stressors, etc. That shifts the entire dynamic of our home, and we just don't feel the same way. And especially for you, Cancer, it's very important that the sanctity, the sacredness of your home, of your internal landscape, but also the physical representation of your home, be it a physical space, be it certain relationships, that it remains intact, that it remains a place of sanctuary. So dealing with whatever arises, whatever perhaps you've kind of been bearing down and not dealing with and not processing, and really giving yourself ample space to do so, not in a reactive way, not in a projection, but rather in a way that feels very aligned and holistic, writing things out. I always suggest to my clients that they can get a journal that basically, even if they have to keep it in the safe with a note to burn upon, their demise or what have you, it's the space where you can write out everything and anything that you want. Doesn't matter how angry, doesn't matter how inappropriate. It is basically just this very safe place for you to just verbally, or at least in written form, vomit everything onto the page that you can't maybe necessarily say, but you're feeling it. And rather than judging that feeling, rather than shoving it into the shadows, by having some sort of container, such as a journal, and I highly recommend it being a journal. There's a very powerful alchemy that takes place that transmutes and shifts energy very, very fast when we put pen to paper, when we create a physical representation of an otherwise intangible essence or feeling, and just let it all out. I really encourage during this full moon for you to try this on a little bit and see how it feels. I can just about guarantee that you will see, sense, or know a shift in your immediate environment, in your internal environment, and certainly with those relationships that are of highest importance and closest to you. So I hope that this full moon horoscope helps guide you forward, and I can't wait to talk to you soon. Mwah.